My boyfriend ghosted me the day before our beach vacation.
Oh, at least you save money on the luggage fees though, right?
Oh, this is my first post because I need people to tell me what to think right now. My boyfriend and I have been dating for a little over 6 months, and we have both been really busy with work. His dad has recently been sick, so we haven't gotten to see each other as often these last 5 to 6 weeks. By the way, this comes from prestigious Dep365, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, about a month ago, we decided to plan a vacation during a national holiday that is going on right now. We're both early on in our careers and don't make much, but we decided to use a bit of savings and fly to a nearby country to have a beach vacation, stay in some hotels, swim, and the lot. We've both been so excited for this trip. He's planned most of the general stuff, what days and times we should fly. He booked all of the hotels. We were going to go back and forth between some islands. And he's been messaging me almost every day this week with weather updates and things we could do. I've been super busy with work, but cut out some time earlier this week to make a more in-depth schedule so we could make the most of our vacation. I booked some stuff for us to do to ensure we would have tickets. It was all going perfectly. We were both clearly excited and had spent a good amount of money. I know he already spent at least $1,000 booking stuff, so he was very invested. Plus, he was the one who initially came up with a plan and invited me. Here's where the story turns.
A turn for the worse.
Keep in mind our flight is at 9:10 this morning, the 30th, so we had loose plans to meet near my street and get a taxi at 7:30. Yesterday, the 29th, I had Wi-Fi issues at my apartment, so I didn't get a good morning message. When we first started dating, I kind of found these a bit annoying, but I've grown to love them so much, and I know it means a lot to him that I say good morning back, so I try my best to respond within a few hours. So I go to a coffee shop and see that he hasn't messaged me, which I find a little weird, but I take the opportunity to be the one to say good morning first, something I very rarely get to do since he works a 9 to 5 and I'm remote. Then I get to work on my latest project and don't think too much of it. Later, I send in the latest ideas for our trip and ask if he's bringing any nicer clothes in case we want to do a slightly fancier dinner one night. No response. This man is always on his phone. He responds so fast, sometimes it gives me whiplash, and it's been hours and nothing. But I know he's at work, and I feel a little crazy for even thinking anything of it. I accidentally leave him for hours sometimes because I'm not as attached to my phone, so it's not a big deal if he doesn't respond quickly, but it is weird for him. A few hours later, I send him a booking confirmation. No response. I finish my work and go home. Then 5:30 rolls around and I know he should be off work. I message him again. Still no response.
All right, we're in fully phone call territory, spam call.
If I knew that he was off work, are they leaving tonight?
They're tomorrow. They're leaving tomorrow morning.
Okay. They're leaving tomorrow morning. I'm not getting any messages. I'd be like, call.
Yeah, a dozen missed calls from me is what they'd have.
Yeah, what? An hour later, I message again because I'm worried he isn't messaging back the night before our flight. No response. I call him a couple of times and he doesn't pick up. So by 7:30, I'm stressing out and walk over to his apartment, a 5-minute walk from mine. His bike is outside his door, but I knock for 20-ish minutes and no response. I'm trying to come up with excuses. Maybe he had to work super late. He's out at dinner. His phone has passed away or broken. I go home and just pack and go to sleep. See, I don't know if I would I would be like, oh my God, where are you? Like, are you okay? Is everything fine? I would not stop, but he's probably, I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'd be like, police wellness check.
Yeah, I'd be like where are
anything?
you?
I don't know.
I don't know where he is.
I don't think I would leave the apartment after 20 minutes.
20 minutes is not that long.
Call parents.
Yeah. Anyone seen him?
What are we doing?
This morning, still nothing. We plan to leave at 7:30, so I get ready as I would have and try calling him a few times. At 7:30, I go out to the street corner where we normally have met before and wait. To get to the airport in time to check in, we have to leave by 8 at the absolute latest. I message and call him the whole time and nothing. At 8:01, I head to his apartment again. I'm pounding on the door, calling him. There's nothing, no response. His shoes are there that I can see. His bike outside, unmoved from the day before. We have missed our flight, so I request a refund on the site while literally sitting against his door. I miraculously got the refund, by the way. I cancel any bookings I made, all of which went through. I'm super sad about missing our vacation, but I want to emphasize that I'm not mad about the money. I was able to get it back. I'm scared at this point. He's been the perfect boyfriend. He brought flowers to my place when I got sick. He's always on time to pick me up for our dates. He plans things for us. We've never fought. I don't even think I've ever seen him annoyed with me. And I'm super annoying. The last time I saw him, the 24th, his last words to me were, "I love you," like 3 times. Then when I left, he messaged that he loved being with me and later sent me a goodnight message. I'm crying at this point and accepting that he's probably not home or I would have heard him. So I go home and just cry and get pizza and wine. I message him approximately 100 million times and try to call and still nothing. I haven't met his family yet, so I don't have their contacts. I've met a couple of his friends and workmates in passing, but didn't think to get any of their numbers. Why would I? I know the building where he works, but not where his office is or the name of the company. It's not my native language and names are really hard for me to remember. So he might have told me, but I forgot if he did. My point is that I have no way of contacting him. If he's in the hospital or something, no one is going to think to call me. You're not like his emergency contact?
Apparently not.
Okay. It's the evening of the 30th as I'm typing this. I recently got back from his apartment again and his bike hasn't moved. I taped a message to his door to call me and included my contact info for anyone who goes to his apartment in case someone else might know what happened.
Girl, how are you not calling the police?
The mafia's gonna come after you. They now know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been trying to protect you.
I hope that was a fake address that you gave.
I can't think of anything else to do and I'm terrified and crying constantly thinking the worst. I'm trying to think of what could possibly be happening. He takes his bike everywhere, but it's outside his apartment, unmoved. He spent a lot of money on tickets for this trip and then didn't show. Where I live, you need your phone to use taxis and metros and such, and there are charging ports and repair shops everywhere. So even if his phone passed away on the 29th or broke, it would be fine by now. My best idea is that there was some sort of family emergency, maybe with his dad who is sick, and that he had to go early on the 29th to see them. Maybe after he got there, he lost his phone and has been super crazy with family stuff and hasn't had the bandwidth to go get a new phone. He also just has my contact saved and doesn't have my number memorized. We use WeChat. I've cried more today than in the past year. Please tell me other things I can try or other excuses for why he isn't responding and didn't go on the trip. I'm so scared. When I was at his apartment door tonight, all I could think of was, what if he fell and hit his head and he's on the other side of the door, passed away? But I'm not about to go full crazy and call the cops, though I'm considering it at this point because the image won't leave my head and something is wrong. I can feel it. Please help me.
Man, it's just going to be an entire comments section screaming at OP to call the police.
Call the police. I mean, honestly.
I don't want to go full crazy and call the police just because someone disappeared off the face of the earth.
It's like you're not doing it out of a crazy sense. You're doing it out of a very reasonable worry about your partner's life. Yeah. Who has disappeared.
So
Edit.
weird.
Thanks for telling me I'm not overreacting. This was what I needed to actually try to contact the cops. And comments, think harder, run faster. Call the cops. This is very worrying. I would be concerned about his safety and well-being. You are not overreacting. Have them do a wellness check. Little Missy 145 says, why aren't you calling the police? Call them. Opie says, okay, thanks. I really didn't know if I was overreacting. Oracle of Atlanta says, if Chinese is not your first language, I'd also look into contacting the embassy for your country. Got the impression you were foreign. Wait, how did they know that she's in China?
I don't know.
Wait, are they just assuming?
That might have been in like the title maybe or something. Who knows?
They may have resources to help you get translations when contacting the police. I really hope that he's safe and that you're doing as okay as you can be in this situation. You are not overreacting in the slightest. I would be a mess, and so would most of my loved ones if something like this happened. Trust your gut. Please don't prioritize updating Reddit. Your emotions and both of your well-being should matter more, I guess. Thinking of you guys. Opie says, thanks so much. So many people have just been replying, why haven't you gone sooner? But Chinese is very much not my first language. And when I'm tired and upset, I'm even worse. But I was thankfully able to get by. Thanks for the kind words. It's really helping me wind down from the craziness. And update! But before we get into it, thoughts.
Oh, I'm thinking maybe get just the closure of like, oh, that's what happened. Okay, well, moving on. As you know, if there's any way for this guy to just like communicate with you at all, short of just like being thrown in a hole with no cell phone. Yeah,
no, I'm thinking if he wasn't actively in danger, then I'm like, there was really no excuse for leaving you hanging in a lurch when you guys were supposed to go on a trip.
Dude, did he get disappeared?
But there is an update. Let's find out what he's up to. He's not dead.
Dude, where's my 10 trill?
How did you know?
Where's my 10 trilly right there?
Okay, so it's been a crazy night for everyone asking why I hadn't already gone to the cops. It had only been a day and a half, and I live in a very safe place, so I didn't want to overreact. People have always told me I blow stuff up, so I'm very cautious about it now. I know I probably should have gone earlier, though. LOL. Anyway, I left my house and tried to find a police station, but all I could find were traffic violation stations. So I called in, even though I have the speech capabilities of an 11-year-old in Chinese, and told them what was going on. There was a nice woman on the phone, and she was very helpful and patient and sent over some officers to meet me and help me. They immediately take my case very seriously, but I still have the problem of not really having much info to give them. They asked if I had a picture of his ID, and I was like, no. And so it took them a long time to find his record in the system. They were ready to go with me to do a house check, but then they got an update on the system and asked if I was okay going with them to the station. And I, of course, was. So I get there and they ask me a few more questions, like if we were fighting, no, we weren't, etc. Then the officers who I'm talking to get a bit nervous. Spy. And one types something into his phone and shows me a translation, and it says, your boyfriend was arrested 2 days ago. What?
For being a spy.
For being
I
a
didn't
spy.
even think about that as an
Caught him.
option.
It all came full circle, baby.
Well, that is actually a pretty good reason to not be contacting you, unless, it depends on why he was arrested, but
Yeah, that might be a whole other can of worms.
I felt so many emotions and I'm still reeling. I barely slept last night and I've been worried sick and crying all day, and so I'm relieved that he's fine. He's not passed away or hurt or sick or in a coma or something, but at the same time, he's effing arrested? I'm still trying to wrap my head around it, quite frankly. They couldn't tell me why he was arrested because the case isn't closed, but they took down my number and they said they'd call me. But yeah, I'm so exhausted from this whole ordeal. Since I know people will ask, he's a great guy, a very nice person. He does, however, have very little regard for rules and regulations. He is an a-hole driver on his bike and often cuts off cars. Also, he's not an angry person ever, but I kind of see him getting into a fight if there's a good reason, at least in his own mind. I know he once got into an altercation with someone early in our relationship for cursing out his mother, but both of those mean you are held in custody until they figure out the case. If it's just a minor traffic violation or a fight, he'll be out in a few days and probably pay a fine. If it's something worse, well then maybe I shouldn't be seeing him anyway. Anyway, thanks for everyone who commented and made me feel like I wasn't overreacting or being a crazy girlfriend. And there is an update. I need to know why he was arrested. If this ends without us finding out and she's just like, well, I guess that's the end of our relationship, I'm going to be pissed.
We'll know for a fact that it's spy activities.
Yeah,
then.
she's like, I can't tell you why he was arrested, but I'm never seeing him again.
I can just tell you I'll never see him ever again.
Edit, update. The more I think about it, he had to have been arrested early on Tuesday, so probably not a fight or anything. Maybe something he was caught on camera for? Edit, when I say he has little regard for rules, I mean compared to me. It's very typical here. Bikes are illegal in this city, so I'm told, and yet I almost get hit by one daily. Jaywalking is illegal, and yet he and everyone else does it all the time. Also, you can get held in custody for very minor things, which is why I haven't blacklisted him quite yet. Like, once a guy yelled slurs at a group of my friends and called my black friend the N-word, and the police detained him for 3 days for disturbing the peace. Not saying my boyfriend would do that, but you can get detained for parking tickets. Question C. This post has made me realize how rare it is that anything links from China onto the English-speaking internet. And OP says, haha, yeah, I'm originally from America, so this might not be a good thing. But one of my first thoughts when I started to truly spiral was, let's ask Reddit. Daba Hamo says, early in our relationship, my husband got pulled over in a small town in Kansas for a rolling stop at a stop sign. He had some unpaid parking tickets from years ago, so they arrested him. Luckily, he was able to get them cleared up, and he was able to get word to me and was out in a couple of days. I hope you have the same kind of luck with your boyfriend, and it's something that can get cleared up quickly. The timing really sucks, though, and I'm sorry you missed your trip. Your boyfriend will really need to make it up to you. Tremenda Karucha, it'll probably be all right, honestly, but it's hard when someone you care about is going through something like this, and you're left feeling lost and a bit bewildered. And I suspect many of us have felt that way at some point, facing an unexpected crisis. So maybe try to be kind to yourself and just focus on taking things one day at a time, because really, there's not much else you can do right now, is there? But you know what you guys can do?
What is it, Sophia?
Listen to full episodes with stories just like this.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
Where at?
You can go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio.
What about other places I listen to podcasts?
You can listen to any podcast platform if you search up OK Storytime. This a little bit more. OP says, thanks. Yeah, it's been stressful, but I'm also just glad he's okay. I'm just typing this until I get tired enough to sleep at this point. There's no update.
I did look at the comments of the story, and they said a very common thing that happens in China is fraud. Like,
oh my God, he was frauding.
He was fraud. Fraud man.
Like,
he was fraudulent
like someone
man.
said, he was frog man.
He was frog man.
My girlfriend is upset because of a picture with my sister.
What kind of picture?
Big question. Needs a big answer. I recently turned 21 a few days ago.
Congrats.
My girlfriend, who's also 21, couldn't make it to my 21st birthday party because she was traveling on a trip overseas.
Lame.
I told her that's okay. I was just going to have a small party with me and my family. I know people normally have a big party for their 21st, and my parents offered to throw me one, but I told them I'd rather just have a family party. And by the way, this comes from user FB Dilemma. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, it was really fun. Just me, my parents, and my two sisters, 22 and 24. My mother baked a wonderful cake, and we all had a great time. Just before I was about to blow out the candles, my oldest sister took a picture of me sitting next to my sister as she kissed me on the cheek, right as I was getting ready to blow out the candles. It was a really adorable picture, and everyone in my family loved it. My face was red and flustered, both from shyness and from getting ready to blow out the candles. It's a really cute photo. My smile came out so natural and unintended, and we both look so adorable. I wish I could show you guys, but I won't. They told me I should make it my profile pic on Facebook, and I agreed.
Just tell us what your
So I did. Later, I was talking to my girlfriend through Skype, and she was asking about my birthday and how it went. I told her it was really fun, and I enjoyed it. It's a shame she wasn't here, and maybe next year I might have a bigger party, if she's here. Everything seemed okay. Well, then she told me she noticed I had changed my profile picture, and she started telling me how the new picture made her upset and uncomfortable. I told her I didn't understand. She said she didn't want a picture of another girl kissing me.
Okay, that's stupid. I'd be like, no, but it's my sister.
Yeah, and OP says, OP says, oh, well, I told her it's just my sister.
My sister.
And that it's insane to even think that. She said she knows, but other people who see the picture might not know. She said that other people who see the picture might think it's another girl, or maybe even a new girlfriend. I told her that's silly and ridiculous, especially since her name was tagged in the picture and people could see we have the same last name, so they'd probably put two and two together and guess we're siblings. Plus, that facial resemblance would also give it away. And the girlfriend's like, nah, they're just gonna think you're married.
Also, like, who cares? Who cares if other people think that? You know that's not true. And like if anyone asks, you're like, oh, no, that's a sister.
Yeah. Nevertheless, she still seems quite concerned and is adamant that I change my profile picture. What should I do? Is she right? Is this a reason to be worried enough that I should change my profile picture? Or is she overreacting to this and I shouldn't change my profile picture? And my girlfriend is an only child. Comment number 1, she's overreacting. It's not like it's some random girl you met on vacation. It's your sister, and it's just Facebook. Reply says, this can't possibly be highlighted enough. It's just Facebook.
Exactly.
I get that many people live out their lives on Facebook and that it's a valid means of sharing your life, but it's not the end-all, be-all representation of your relationship or your life in general. My boyfriend and I, and plenty of other couples, don't even list our relationship on Facebook. We're not hiding it. Neither of us just finds it important to publicly state our relationship status. We both feel that the people who matter to us will know about it, our relationship. My relationship status does not matter to anyone else. Your girlfriend needs to take a breather and recognize that Facebook doesn't have to exist just so people can get a picture-perfect perspective on her life. OP says, yeah, I don't list my relationships on Facebook either. I would probably ask her if she wants me to. That might make her feel better. But I'm completely the same as you. Everyone who knows me and everyone who matters to me already knows my relationships. I don't need to advertise it to total strangers. And there's an update. I told my sisters about the situation, how my girlfriend was unhappy with the new profile pic and the reasons why, being that she thought someone would see it and make the wrong connection. They both laughed and asked, is she crazy?
That is how
jokingly.
I would respond.
Yeah, there's no joke there. She's just...
Like if there was a picture of me like hugging Sam and his future girlfriend was like, I want you to remove that picture. I'd be like, well, one, we look identical. So, what?
Yeah. I then proceeded to tell them that while I completely disagreed with her logic and reasoning, and while I thought she was overblowing the issue, I think I might get rid of the profile pic to make her happy. The younger sister, they're both older than me, but one's 22, the other's 24. The one who was in the pic with me said she didn't really care. She said she's a bit disappointed that I was going to replace it so soon, but it's my Facebook and she doesn't care about Facebook anyway. The older sister was sort of upset though. She told me she had really liked the photo she had taken of her 2 younger siblings on such a meaningful occasion and she was really proud of it. She said we hardly had any family photos together since we had all grown up and all our old family photos were of when we were kids. She said memories as young adults are still important and we would still want to look back and remember that someday. That's why she still thought taking photos nowadays was important. My older sister also pointed out that she was sad that I was so ashamed of a photo she had taken of her 2 younger siblings that she was immensely proud of. I corrected her and pointed out that it's not me that was ashamed, rather my girlfriend who didn't like the picture. And that's why I was taking it down. My sister said I should stop trying to hide behind my girlfriend as an excuse, and that if I took the picture down, it would be entirely my decision. And if I do it, I should at least defend it using my own argument instead of just saying, she made me do it. We then reached a compromise. I'll keep the picture up for 1 week as my profile picture, then I'll change it to something else. Well, I thought we had already all agreed we don't care.
This is too much effort to put into a
Yes.
Facebook profile pic.
Why are we caring?
That, I guarantee you, maybe 2 people are actually looking at.
Yeah. So in the meantime, my sister had taken many other photos of our family during my birthday, and I said I'd go with her to get some of them developed, and we can frame them and put them around the house. They were both okay with that, and it seemed like a well enough solution. Later, I was talking to my girlfriend on Skype. I articulated to her my feelings. I told her while I respect and understood her motives for wanting me to change the picture, I myself wanted to keep the picture up for another week. I didn't try to use my sister pressuring me into doing it as an excuse, but instead I took responsibility for my decision, although I did mention that they seemed upset at the suggestion to take it down, and I was taking their feelings into consideration when I made the decision. I also told her that after about a week, I'll put up a new picture of me and her as my profile picture. Then when she comes back from her trip, we can take a new picture together and I'll make that my profile picture.
Oh my gosh.
I should point out that none of her profile pictures or her current one have featured me. They've always just been single shots of her, usually like at the beach with sunglasses and a bikini, that kind of picture. Just her, not me, nobody else. Anyway, she agreed to this and said it was my decision and thanked me for appreciating her feelings and not dismissing them. Again, it seemed like a well enough solution that had been found. Alas, that was not the end of it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
The picture itself, which was now my profile picture, while getting many likes, was also getting some nasty comments. Lots of people, including friends who know me and my girlfriend and my sisters, were posting really rude and lewd comments or joking about the picture. I had no idea what they were on, but even one of my cousins made a silly comment. Some guy even posted WTF. I thought it was ridiculous.
That is so strange to me because I kind of understand if this were posted on like a large platform, like this was a a big creator or something and they posted this and then people in the comments were like siblings are dating and I understand if that happened, but this is like all people he knows who are commenting these weird things. Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
Sometime later that same day, I was talking to my girlfriend again. She told me she had changed her mind and she really wanted me to change the profile picture. She was unhappy with it. I asked her why it was bothering her so much. She told me she wasn't personally comfortable with it. I told her it's just my sister's, and she was like, yeah, but it's not a sisterly kiss in the profile pic. I had no idea what the heck she meant. It was just a kiss on the cheek, but I said fine. I deleted the picture from my Facebook and computer. I was actually kind of peeved and I deleted my entire Facebook account. I should have done it ages ago. No Facebook, no problem. My girlfriend asked me where my Facebook had gone. I told her it was deleted. She said that was unnecessary and I had overreacted. I told her I did it for myself because I didn't even want it anymore. It was annoying and tedious and I never liked it. She asked me how we were supposed to communicate and stay in touch now. I told her we were communicating every day using Skype. We don't need Facebook to stay in touch. But she said, what about sharing pictures? I told her.
Message, text, literally text.
Let's send postcards to each other.
There's so many different ways to send pictures to your partner than Facebook.
She pointed out that takes really long, and it's much easier to just upload pictures to Facebook where we can both see them. I then brought up a risky suggestion. I told her, why don't we just use her account? She can give me her password and I'll use her account to view her pictures whenever I want, and I can upload pictures of me and her onto her account. To my surprise, she was really receptive to that idea and instantly accepted.
Okay.
She wanted to change her name to make it a joint Facebook account for both of us. I told her that was unnecessary. She can keep it under her name and details, but just have it used by both of us. She agreed. She also asked me not to read any of her private messages, and I agreed. She changed her own profile picture to a picture of both of us and said when she gets back, we can take a new one. Now, I know what many of you are going to say. Oh my God, you use her Facebook account? You are so controlling and obsessive and creepy. Well, it was something we both agreed to. And even though I suggested it, she was receptive to it, and it was something we both wanted, and thus it was both our decisions. And I fully intend to keep my word not to snoop through her private messages. I'm actually really glad she trusts me and believes my word on that. I logged into her Facebook account using her password just to see if it works. Turns out it does. She really did give me her true Facebook password. I trolled her and wrote on her page using her account, I really love OP. He's the best boyfriend in the whole world. Hee hee. Then I logged out. I was half expecting her to delete it, but I logged back in 3 hours later and saw it had not been deleted, but she had liked the comment instead.
I thought OP was like leading, like we were building up to a problem. Seems like they're chill.
What a funny vibe
like
they're on.
We've figured it out and everything's fine.
This feels like a story that would have been written in 2008.
I was gonna say this sounds like middle school for me.
Right.
Well, it sounds
I think
like
Jelaba
early
said it too.
2000s,
It sounds
like dating. Like,
yeah. And by the way, you're gonna like listening to full episodes with stories just like this. Where are they, you may be asking? Well,
where?
Sophia, they're on Spotify and iHeartRadio and Apple Podcasts.
Wow.
Wherever you listen to podcasts, you can just search OK Storytime and find the just bountiful treasure trove that we have waiting for all of you.
It's good to know.
Okay, we have a little bit more story left here. I think, well, do you have any parting thoughts?
No, I think that this relationship will not last longer than 5 months.
I think it's a red flag in any relationship to be that wrapped up in the political presentation of your social media.
Just make sure that, social media can be fine in moderation, but just be aware because it, can be dangerous.
As for my oldest sister, I still intend to go with her to get those photos developed, just like she promised I would. I sort of agree with her on what she said, that these memories are important and we should try to remember them. My sisters were all like, I can't believe you deleted Facebook. You always overreact to everything. I told them Facebook is literally stupid, and I never really liked it. I always found it an annoying distraction, which I never really enjoyed in the first place because my front page is always flooded with crap I don't care about, and I'm always getting invited to play crap I don't care about, and there's some comments. This whole thing seems like a cluster F of immaturity from everyone involved. As to why it's a cluster F of immaturity, all the comments below are right along my line of thinking. This was a non-issue and OP made it into such a bigger deal than it had to be. Every single action OP took only escalated the problem. Then your sister made a big effing deal about it. Then your friends and cousins started being immature. Then you deleted your Facebook. Then your girlfriend got all pissy because you got rid of your Facebook. This is the exact thing people mean when they say don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Reply to that comment, haha, yeah. In the first post, I thought the girlfriend was being ridiculous, but if everyone was making insane lewd comments, then as a girlfriend, I would probably be annoyed. And as the OP, I would be really annoyed. I get irrationally pissed when people comment private or inappropriate remarks on my statuses and pics. I have a ton of people from my college and work since graduated, so these people are mid-20s to late 50s. And it's insane the crap people feel okay putting on the internet. Comment 2 says, you guys all seem like 12-year-olds. Sorry.
Yep.
Your tendency to tell your sisters about fights with your girlfriend is awful. They will grow to hate her because they'll only hear the bad stuff, and you'll essentially have doomed your relationship. Cut that crap out. Your friends and cousins all sound like immature idiots. Your deletion of your Facebook comes across like the biggest, most obnoxious child's tantrum
No, it doesn't.
you could have. I mean, maybe 10 years ago.
Maybe 10 years ago.
But now it's just like, who
it's like everyone
cares?
does that, but I guess 10 years ago, different story.
This is a full-blown who actually cares moment.
Yeah.
Like, ugh, fine, I'll just delete it all. Who even wants it anyway? It's stupid. You cannot just massively overreact like that every time someone mildly disagrees with you. You still don't seem to understand that your girlfriend's family is different than yours. She's allowed to have different experiences and different opinions. That she is not silly or wrong for seeing things differently than you. No, she actually is silly and wrong for being upset about his own sister kissing him on the cheek.
Yeah,
Sorry,
she's wrong with
that's
that.
wrong.
I don't agree with that comment.
Yeah. Hey, that's the end of that because those comments were irrelevant.
Leon, is there a 10-year update?
Is there an update?
There's no other updates
So
from
guys, 10 years later, I
There you
finally...
go.
literally just posted that stuff, and that was it.
Well, that's the end of that story.
And the end of this episode. We love you and see you tomorrow.